Sorry. Well, talk about. Sorry. It's been a while now. A few weeks. Well, a week really. But. No, 2 weeks actually. I'm viewing. Sorry. I'm viewing the fifth and final part of the epic Greenwood Evil storyline. It's been one hell of a ride, these 5 episodes. Because apparently just airs weekdays. Where it didn't air weekly, air weekdays. Yeah. Unlike Japan, some Western shows air throughout the week. You know, they have rare times that some shows air once a week. That's quite rare. Apparently just didn't do that. I don't but it's like a reboot. It's an opportunity to be its own thing. Not rely on Super Sentai much, but be its own thing that could actually be as popular. You know, a first American tokusatsu have a new cast every season. With original suits, that is. Original plots, original suits, original footage. And of course, if Disney is helping with the show, I'm sure the budget will be good. Hopefully. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. And look at that. See that? I bought that just today. It's a Demon Slayer special figure from Bandai. Costs like 31 quid in HMB. Yes, you can buy these at HMB. Like 31 quid. Yeah, I'd love to keep buying these. Can't buy those, but as you can see, I have no fucking room. Like, I barely have any room. That means I'm gonna have to be moving some stuff. Or find more bags to put some other stuff in. I'm being serious now, but I need more bags to put more stuff in. I'm gonna probably need more bags. Also put more Blu-rays in too, because that one seems to be starting to get full. Anyway, I do plan to hopefully plan to watch Super Sentai and Kamen Rider and Guild tomorrow. I won't have enough time, but so that's why I'm not going to do it today. Well, it's past 8, but still, a lot of episodes to catch up on. It's best to do it tomorrow. So I'm going to watch many episodes of Power Rangers. Then focus on watching some anime. For Tokopi and me, I'm just watching the series episode by episode. All 6 episodes together. I wanted to watch it as it aired, but depends on how being lazy I am. Or how lazy I am. Yeah. Sad for me, but no choice. I mean, it gives me optimal time to read the manga. And set for the beginning, same day the final episode airs. Anyway. Let's get to part 5 of this 5-part story. So, the episode Swing Just an Apartment is one of the rare TV shows not to have a recap for parters. I mentioned this before, but this is incredibly rare. A lot of shows that do part reviews always say previously on insert name here. Even for non-part episodes like serial shows. Yeah. So, okay. Now, there's a mistake in the intro. Most of the mistake was sound effect. But I think I'll elaborate more on that in the next one, since he'll be probably there. Sorry, a bit itchy. And there's enemy. We didn't even left off. The Ranger's getting Tommy's the Green Ranger. Everyone's shocked and stuff. I mean, they just. I mean, it's hard to believe and stuff. Veronica Burns, the sisters are running normally after Zach, which is the sisters might be faulty and stuff. You know? But Albert says that he's probably under a spell. Rita must have put him under a spell. So Jason tells her this is the reason why they can't give up. They must wait Tommy out of that spell and stop Rita. They could do this. No, he's unsure, but everybody steps up. You know? Rangers end up agreeing. So also splitting up then. So we cut to Kimberly at Angel at the Gym and Juice Bar. And watching a news report about the destruction in the city that Goldar is causing. Oh, not Goldar. What destruction caused in the previous episode. Bogan's going to say they should be on the TV because they helped the Power Rangers take down that big monkey. Sure they did. As Power Rangers makes a lot of visual mistakes in the episode, and some dialogue choices that end up fucking over stuff. You know what I mean? But now that Jason. Kimmy ends up asking Ernie where Tommy is. He tells her he's at the bench press. Kimmy confronts him, knowing he's the Green Ranger. So Tommy reveals he knows that she and the other Rangers' identities. Now Rita's gonna destroy them. Kimmy tries to convince him, but it's not working. As Rita doing something dastardly, as she ends up something in a creature known as the Dragon Zord. And the design is obviously inspired by Godzilla. Wear the inspiration on your sleeve, Power Rangers. Also, as a Jew Ranger. Of course, that makes sense in a way. Tokusatsu, as we know it today, wouldn't exist without Godzilla in the 1950s. And the brilliant special effects done by A.G. Tsuburaya. Warner Brothers' own company, and created Ultra Q initially in the 1950s, the 60s. But then eventually in the 60s created one of the most popular influential TV shows out there, Ultraman. Sorry. Ultraman's just influential. Influenced a lot of tokusatsu shows today. Eventually, superhero toku will come out years later in 1971. Kamen Rider, which initiated the Henshin boom of the 1970s. Lasted until premieres Kimitsu Sentai Go Ranger in 1975. So, yeah, superhero toku. Because Go Ranger was pretty good, but Jag wasn't exactly a great follow-up. And it's why it had showrunner episodes. And it's why they took a break so they took a bit of a break in 1978. Meaning that time, Toy released a TV show with co-production of Marvel. And that is Spider-Man. Not a joke, by the way. That is a real Spider-Man series in Japan. It's quite a unique one too. Spider-Man in name only. In name and costume only. Everyone else is entirely original. Which makes it stand itself apart from the other series. So basically, I think Toy is a smart thing there. As they own the character, they don't own the rights to Spider-Man, but they own the character they created. But Spider-Man helped Super Sentai get a thing that's become a big part of Sentai franchise for decades. Giant robots. Sorry. Yes, it's hard to believe that. Back in 1975 to 1977, it was Super Sentai did not have giant robots after every fight. It was just like Kamen Rider finishing the monster off. They just took Kamen Rider, but with fight mode teams. Sentai started apart. They tried to start apart, but Kamen Rider be more espionage focused and stuff. You know, organizations and everything. I'm getting off topic. Sorry. I went completely off topic, didn't I? I didn't mean to. But yeah. Fascinating history. So Goku just says that Live Man is the first Sentai to use combining robots. But judging by some other seasons that came before, that's not true. Look at giant robo summons. Just look at giant robo summons and you probably get what I mean. Anyway, after that, right, where was I? Yes. We cut back to the Rangers with Kimberly explaining what's going on, what happened and stuff. Confirming that Tommy is under an evil spell. So, as when Trini shows up, Rangers they got trouble. A monster's rampage downtown. So the Rangers have to fight. So the Rangers go and fight it, morph and fight it. It would be, of course, the Dragons are controlled by Tommy, the Green Ranger. Cause to destruction. What the Rangers gonna do? They can't fight it with their Zords. But they come in pitch as Alpha managed to bring back Zordon, as he's still alive. Zordon's alive. He was alive. You get my name. So yeah. Anyway, Zordon somehow rises swords and the Rangers go to them. So they get teleported to them. For some reason they added the jumping shot. It was fine in previous episodes, but this scene here does not need that. As they've literally been teleported into their Zords. So that's completely unnecessary. Then what was the whole point of teleporting them to their Zords? Well, I tell the Zordon contact the Rangers, telling the Zords are back online. Allowing them to summon them again. Just saying that, it was just completely unnecessary. God. What's wrong with them? So yeah, they eventually summon the Megazord. I should take down the Dragon Sword. Not destroy it, obviously. As Jason decides to go into battle Tommy himself for some reason. That doesn't really make any sense in Power Rangers. Jason and Tommy don't have much of a connection here. Makes more sense in G Ranger because, like I mentioned, Geki and Burai are both siblings. So it's a battle between brothers. So made it more. So we had a bit of a connection there. I guess, and like most, but they could have gave it as a reason why they could have. If they wanted, they should have started a connection between Jason and Tommy early on. I will say, Jason's been hanging out with Tommy since the tournament. You know, before school started. You know, that give a bit more connection, but really one with more connection is Kimberly. So I'm just saying, like, they could have just found a better reason, better excuse why Jason is fighting him alone. Because, well, it's kind of a weird choice, really. We don't know the contents of G-Ranger. Granted, I don't know all the contents of my several episodes, but you get what I mean. I just know the gist and some events. So after that, Jason managed to defeat Tommy and destroy the sword. Mistaken dialogues here. As Zack says that to Jason, he destroyed the power sword, not the evil sword. I think that was a mistake on Walter Jones's part. And they just didn't change. And the people behind the scenes just didn't want to change it. So yeah, Tommy's now back to normal. Now, but with exception, he now controls the powers of the Green Ranger. Jason offers him to join. Even if Tommy has to be sure after everything he said. But Jason has a good point. What he did was under Rhea's control. Wasn't his fault. Tommy accepts. As Zolan says, the prophecy has continued. The Sixth Ranger, basically, the prophecy has come true. The Sixth Ranger joined. What prophecy? That's the best thing you ever mentioned prophecy, matey. I didn't catch the mistake in the first part, but Laura knows who Tommy is. Well, most likely he's been keeping an eye on Tommy. Most likely he was watching in the tournament thing, and since we it's there, so keep an eye on Tommy. I don't know, but it's just a guess. Similar prophecy done too. All six Rangers move together. Here's the mistake though. Trini and Billy are wearing different outfits here. This is weird. And it's only for this one scene. Doesn't make any sense. It's also inconsistent with the outfits they literally wore in the prior scene. And then go back to those outfits in the next scene. When they come back, you know? So most likely morphed to demonstrate the power of all six Rangers. Now, Tommy's Dragon Sword power has been added to the Morph Core. Comes before Zack. So, Dragon Sword, Mastodon, Pterodactyl, Triceratops, Saber-Tooth Tiger, Tyrannosaurus. Get the gist. And yes, they do a weird roll call like thing with posing and stuff. Because in G-Ranger that actually is a roll call. But they changed the dialogue for the Power Rangers. It's them bowing together, making a bow together as six Rangers. Now Tommy has joined the team. The Dragon Sword's new power for the Dragon Sword has been unlocked. So by combining it with the Saber-Tooth Tiger, Triceratops, and the Mastodon, it creates the Dragon Sword in fighting mode. Looks really cool. I mean, Rita's obviously annoyed at this. No, she has a headache! Poor Rita. Rita Raposa always gets a headache. So back in the command center, Zolan congratulates the Rangers on a job well done and praises Alpha for showing really good leadership skills in his absence. Now Zolan says to Tommy what he said to the original 5 back in episode 1. I don't really need to repeat that since, you know. And Tommy's now an official member of the team. As now they do the same thing they did in episode 1. This time with Tommy on it. I think that's a good way to parallel episode 1 in that sense. I think that's a good move to parallel episode 1 in the command center scene. Since Tommy's now joined the team, and we're going to use status quo. Power Rangers! So this episode's Mighty Morphin Minute is about the Dragon Sword. And by dialogue, it's just not the Dragon Zone has a mind of its own. Like, it chose to fight for good alongside Tommy. Like I said, it's never, this one over a minute, like I said, implies that the Dragon Zone has a mind of its own. Makes more sense than Jew Ranger, because, you know, they get sent to cowboys called Dragon Caesar. So yeah, they don't have minds of their own in that series. So it's pretty interesting that never gets explored but expanded upon ever. But yeah, that ends Green Reaper Part 5. The 21st end of episode 21. The series has been doing so well since its debut in 1993. And like I said, I really hope the Power Rangers reboot doesn't rely on Morphin. Instead, does its own thing. Create its own suits, its own cat, create its own suits, its own footage. So, like, they had elements of that in previous seasons. Like in Lightspeed Rescue with Titanium Ranger. That suit was original. Did not appear in Sentai. That's why Ryan was barely around in some episodes. But it's a really cool suit. Mostly, the team behind it were working closely with the toy to design the suit. And it does feel like some of the Sixth Ranger and Go Viper wear. I just don't know why Go Riot if I didn't have a Sixth Ranger like character. I don't mean movie exclusive characters either. There's a Get Car Ranger. They had Signal Man. It was more of even though he's not really a Ranger. You get what I mean? It's still technically the Sixth Ranger. As it appears around that time. So I'm just saying, we our Go-Go Vibe did not have one. Not like bigger. Not even like Black Knight Hyuga. He wasn't a proper Ginga Man. But he's still part of the team. But he's still part of the team. It still has Ginga Man powers. And you can see that the Ranger suit is more of a prototype of the Go-Go 5 powers. So why it looks way different than something like Mega Ranger, but more different. So I'm just saying it's just odd. Oh wow. Anyway, this episode, so now we got a new stars. Wow-ish. Again, I'll get to that in the next episode. But yeah, this begins a great change for the series, and the beginning of a legend in Tommy Oliver. Yep. His full name was Tommy Oliver. So, you know, you probably know, he became one of the most famous Jason David Frank became so famous in the Power Rangers franchise. Like, being the longest running member, going from 1993 to 1996. To 1997. in a total of 5 whole seasons. He left halfway through season 5, Turbo. I think I'll talk more about that when I actually review Power Rangers and stuff. Just don't have the time lately, but I do want to talk about Power Rangers and Sentai. But first, I want to check out a lot of classic Sentai and Kamen Rider, or checking out other stuff, and some Metal Heroes too. So look forward to that in the future. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Enjoy my content. Please hit the thumbs up button. Want to see more? Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell over these because video. I'll see you guys for episodes 22 and 23. Sayonara.